Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. So today we're going to be making this scrubby, and this is a basic pattern. I do a little bit of different type of joining, but it's essentially two separate circles joined together. And if you can do half doubles, you got this. If you're not a scrubby yarn person, you can do two cotton if you so choose. It's really simple. We're just going to make like you're going to do a hat and do increases. Now you can make this much bigger if you so choose. You would just continue the increases in the same manner. Now the reason I made these, and I'm actually in need of some, so I figured what better time than now to show you how I make them. At the time I made the first one, we were actually living in a camper, and there's not a lot of space. So a stack of these dish scrubbies like this was a whole lot easier to contend with than a big, dishcloth or something of that nature. And I would put a loop on it as well, so that way I could hang it, so that way it hung off the faucet to drip dry, and it was out of the sink. So that's why I made them like I made them. Now, again, you can do this however big you want. You can do designs in it if you want to go with it. But I'm just going to show you this basic, very simple scrubby. And I used Premier Home Cotton. The one that I used for this was, let me see here, Wine Splash was the one that I used for this. And the one we're going to use today in the tutorial is just beige. Now, to go along with the beige, I'm using this tan scrubby, and I believe this was a Red Heart scrubby at one point. I don't remember. It doesn't have a label. But at any rate, just some scrubby yarn. And you can use the kind that's like eyelash style, or this, which is a different texture. It's kind of weird, but we are going to start with the cotton. Now, let me find an end here. Here we are. You're going to start with either a magic ring, up to you. Again, make it yours. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I'm going to start with a chain of 4 and connect in the round, and then I'll work over my tail and just string it together. But if you want to do a magic circle, by all means, please feel free to do so. And then join in the round with a slip stitch. Now I'm going to toss that tail up and over, and I'm going to work over the top of it. I'm going to chain 1, and we're working half double crochets. You're going to place 8 half double crochets into this ring. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, if you don't use a stitch marker, or you forgot to put one in and you need to know how to find that first stitch, you can just simply count back your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to slip stitch to that 8th stitch there, or your very first stitch. Now the next round, we're going to chain 1 and place 2 half double crochets in every stitch all the way around. You will have a total of 16 half double crochets. Go ahead and complete that, slip stitching to your very first stitch. All right, for round 3, we're going to chain 1, 2 half double crochets back into that same stitch you slip stitch to. And then you're going to place 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. And we're on repeat. 2 half double crochets into the next stitch. And 1 half double crochet into the following. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. You're going to be ending the round with a single half double crochet into your very last stitch, slip stitching to your very first stitch. I'll meet up with you when we get to the end. All right, so to continue increasing, whether you make it this size, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, or if you make it bigger, it does not matter. We're going to continue to increase the same way. So this last round, it was 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and 1 half double crochet in the next, and then repeat. Your next round is chain 1 and 2 half double crochets into the first stitch and 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. And then you repeat. 2 half double crochets into the next stitch and 1 half double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Now the next round, it will be 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. The following round would be 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and 1 half double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. So you're just increasing the amount you're putting in between those increased stitches, which is the 2 into 1. Now that's how you are going to make your rounds, increasing just like we do a hat. The same thing for your scrubby yarn. I know that it's difficult sometimes to find your stitches with scrubby yarn. You're going to do your very best. You're going to do the best that you can to find those stitches. You know how many stitches you need around because of this one. So you work each round the same. Now, when both of your rounds, both of these are the same size, with the same amount of rounds, I'll meet back up with you and I'll show you how to continue the last round. Now these are a great size, just in case you're wondering, these are a great size for like working on scrubbing your kitchen counters or your bathroom. These are perfect size for that if you want to only do this size. Now they are just about 4 1/4 inches in width. And again, you can make these whatever size you want, but I'm going to go ahead and make both rounds the same size, and then I'll come back and show you how to finish it up and do the final round joining the 2 together. This particular one was a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds before we join them together. So go ahead and work 2 rounds, one in scrubby and one in regular cotton, or if you're doing both in cotton, by all means, continue and make 2 in cotton. I'll meet back up with you when I get to that point. So now that you have both your scrubby disc here and your cotton disc here, you're going to sew in your ends on the centers. Go ahead and get that done if you haven't already. Now, when I ended, I left the loop and I'm still attached to the ball of yarn. I did not say that earlier and I'm sorry. What I'm going to do next, and this is just to make it easier to work with, I'm placing the cotton disc on top of the Scrubby disc. And I'm going to match up where the two loops are, where I ended the last round. And I'm going to pick both of those up. And I'm going to do a half double crochet round with both strands. And when you go around this time, you're going to continue in the same sequence. So on my last round, I had 2 half double crochets into the first stitch and 1 half double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. That's where I chose to leave off. So now I'm going to do a chain 1, and we're going to go through both the front and the back. We're going to place 2 half double crochets into that very first stitch. And finding those stitches on this is going to be challenging, but do the best that you can. So there's 1. I'm going to go back into that same stitch, same place, and place the second half double crochet. And now I'm going to place 1 half double crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. So we're just continuing that increase to keep it round. And you do the best that you can to place your stitches. That's 2. 3. And 4. And then you repeat 2 into the next stitch, and then 1 into each of the next 4. Now you do not have to double up with your yarn. You can do just the cotton all the way around or just the Scrubby all the way around. That's up to you. But I like to double it to keep that same thickness all the way to the edge. Now these are great for many, many purposes. I'm going to go back and sew that in before I continue all the way around. And then when you get to the end, just sew in your tail. Just bind off and sew it in. And then you have this Scrubby with a softer side. That way, if you want to go over something with a smooth side or a Scrubby side, you can. Or if you want to get into those corners, there's a little bit of Scrubby on the edge there. So, like I say, there is multiple uses for these. You can make them as big as you want, as small as you want. You can use them as exfoliators if you want in the shower. Up to you. Make it yours. If you make it, I would love to see it. Go ahead and share it with me, either in tagging me in your video if you are a content creator or not, and or you can email me a picture, or jump over to the Facebook group and share it there. You can even tag me in a picture on Instagram. Any which of those ways you can find down in the description box below. Thank you so much for joining me in my just basic Scrubby and how I do it. And from me to you, be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now, y'all.